Welcome children once again to your own channel Geography for Success, and today we have to start with a new topic, that is natural vegetations of India, right? So let's start with it now. Natural vegetation. Natural vegetation means what? Do you think any of the plants which we grow, right, which we grow, that is a part of natural vegetation of any area? Always the natural vegetation is that which has grown by itself in any area. That means it can be any tree, it can be any bushes or the grasses and all, right? Whatever greenery, okay, plants or trees or creepers, whatever develops, whatever grows by itself in any area, or you can say it grows naturally in any area, okay, that is called the natural vegetation of that particular region. Okay, clear? Or the other way you can say it is there is no any interference in that, right? Suppose many times we plant any trees or any plants in any area which doesn't belong to that particular area. So that cannot be taken as a natural vegetation of that particular area or that particular region. Understood? This is the meaning of natural vegetation. Clear? And the part of forest, you can see here, the part of forest which is undisturbed by human beings, right? That is called as virgin forest. Okay? Especially in India, when we talk about it, especially some remote areas of Purvanchal hills, the northeastern hills in India, have got the forests of this type, which has not been disturbed at all by the human beings, right? So that can be called as a virgin forest. Okay. Now, what are the different types of natural vegetation? The types of natural vegetation can be on the basis of two conditions, right? We have taken two criteria to classify it. Number one is on the basis of rainfall, right? So amount of rainfall determines what type of vegetation is found in any area, and that is actually categorized as tropical evergreen, tropical deciduous and tropical desert vegetation. The other type is on the basis of the location of forest, location where it is actually located on ground. So under that you will find two types of natural vegetations can be categorized. Number one is mountain vegetation, or it is also many times called as montane type. Okay, montane. And the other one is tidal vegetation. Okay, I think by the names only you must have got some idea. Montane type and tidal vegetation. Montane, that is found on the mountains. Tidal means which is on the coastal area, which is getting tides, right? The effect of tides. So these are the major, you can say, different types of natural vegetations, especially when we are talking of India, right? Now let's talk about the first one. Okay, number one, the first type of vegetation which is found in India is the tropical evergreen forest. You can see here, tropical evergreen, or if you remember the features of rainforest, right? Rainforests which are found in the equatorial region. These are the forests which have similar features as that of the rainforests of equatorial regions, right? And in India, when we are talking of, because India lies in tropical zone, so these forests are not called as equatorial, but these are called as tropical evergreen forest. Okay, these are tropical evergreen forest. Now what are the conditions, climatic conditions required for this? In climate you must mention two basic things, children. Number one is temperature, the other one is rainfall. Okay, now what type of temperature conditions are required? On an average 24 to 27 degrees centigrade is the ideal temperature condition for the tropical evergreen forest. Okay, 24 to 27 degree is the, on an average, the temperature is ideal for evergreen forest, right? Now the next one is the rainfall. Rainfall is the more important determining factor here. Now always whenever you will find the rainfall goes very high. Very high means above 200-250 centimeters of rainfall is there, annual rainfall. So that will be the area where we can find the evergreen type of forest. So the temperature and rainfall, these have to be studied for the conditions, climatic conditions where these are found. Okay. Now, what are the characteristics of this type of forest? Number one is these all are called as evergreen trees, right? Evergreen forests. Now, evergreen means by the name only, you can get a very clear idea that these trees remain green every time, right? But you should keep in mind this thing that these also shed their leaves, right? It's not that they never shed their leaves. These trees also shed their leaves, but they don't shed the leaves at the same time. So this is more important to understand here. That's why whenever we actually try to see this forest, always we feel that the forest is always green, right? Okay, that's why it has got by this, the name it has got is evergreen, which remains green every time. Clear? So this is called tropical evergreen forest, right? Now the next feature is it always occurs in mixed strand. Now what does that mean? All these trees are present in mixed strand, right? Now what is the meaning of mixed strand? That means at one place you will find different varieties are there, different species of trees can be found at one place, right? Which, you know children, which makes it a little less important than the deciduous type of vegetation. Why, you know? Because the evergreen as well as deciduous, both forests are equally important because they have the hardwood trees, right, which are actually used for different industries, right? But in front of deciduous, evergreen becomes less important. Why? Because it is having, the evergreen type of forest has got the trees present in mixed strand. Now what is the importance of it? When the trees of different species are found at one place and we need any one type of species for any industry, so for that purpose we need to search for that one species of tree in different parts of the forest, right? But on the other side, if you take the deciduous type of forest, there you will find all the trees of one species are found at one place, right? So it can easily be cut at one place only. That's why it becomes more important in front of the evergreen forest. Clear? Then come to the next one, that is tall, dense, multi-layered. Now these are the important features of all the trees. Now the next feature of the evergreen forest is the trees are very tall, they are very dense, right? Forests are very dense and you will find a number of undergrowths are there, right? You can see the forest which is there in the picture, right? A lot of undergrowths are there. Undergrowths means a number of bushes, creepers and small plants and all. These are a lot found in the this evergreen type of forest. Okay. Moreover, these are generally multi-layered, right? You can see here in the second picture, you can see the different layers can be seen in this type of forest. Okay, that's why it is called multi-layered. Okay, these have herbs, these have shrubs, short trees, then the trees with dense canopy, and the trees, a few very tall trees, right? So these are actually presenting a multi-layered forest area, right? Now, besides this, you will find the canopy at the top generally becomes very dense. Okay, the trees are very, you will find the tall trees are there with less branches, okay, and they have thick canopy at the top. So these are a few important features of the tropical evergreen forests, right? Now these are the trees basically having the hardwood trees. Now which are the important species under this tropical evergreen forest? You'll find rosewood, ebony, chaplas, gurjan, then mahogany, shisham. These, just a few of these have been shown on this slide, right? Rosewood, ebony, mahogany and shisham are shown here. But basically, children, what can be the main, most important use of this type of trees? The most important use of it is that because these are hardwood trees, so the various industries which deal with that feature of the wood, that means you can say the strength of wood is required. So in which industries it is required? Basically you'll find number one is construction, okay, construction of buildings and all, clear. Number two is, suppose for the construction of any ship building and all, right? Then for the railway wagons, clear. So these are just a few examples I'm telling you. So in these industries, basically we need more strong wood, right? And for that purpose, basically this type of wood is used, that is hardwood, okay, which is very strong, clear. Then come to the next one. Tropical evergreen forest covers certain important parts of India where you can easily get an idea that wherever the rainfall crosses 200 centimeters, right? Now which can be those areas where the rainfall goes so high? A few places are there in India, a few regions are there, right? Now which are those important regions? Number one is the northeastern hills, okay. The entire northeastern hills, or you can say the Purvanchal region, gets a rainfall almost, it crosses 200 centimeters or 250 centimeters, right? That is one region. Then next area, you can say the western slope of the Western Ghats, right? Western slope of the Western Ghats, again, when the southwest monsoons enter India, right, they first strike the western slope of the Western Ghats, or you can say the windward side of the Western Ghats, and that side of the Western Ghats get heavy rainfall, and that is why that region gets rainfall above almost 200 to 250 centimeters and beyond that, above that, okay. So that is the amount of rainfall which we receive on the western slopes of the Western Ghats, clear. Then a few more regions you can include, suppose the Andaman and Nicobar Islands, right, and even the Lakshadweep Islands. Now these are the regions where the rainfall goes very high. So naturally, if the rainfall goes very high and the temperature is already, it's quite high, right, actually going in that range, that is the range which is required for the evergreen forest. So in these all areas you will find the evergreen type of forest can be seen, or the other way you can say the tropical evergreen forest can be seen in all these regions. Now the next type of vegetation we have to discuss is the tropical deciduous, okay. Tropical deciduous is also called many times by the name monsoon type of forest. In India, maximum part of India has got this type of vegetation where the rainfall doesn't reach till 200 centimeters, and the other side it is actually important in those areas also where the rainfall is not so less. So that entire region, a major part of the peninsular India and a major part of the plains of India come under this region, right, which gets the tropical deciduous or the monsoon type of forest, right. Now what can be the climatic condition for this type of forest? Again, if you remember that the temperature range for the evergreen, quite similar to that you will find in the case of tropical deciduous also, right. Temperature range is almost same, but what is varying here, that you should keep in mind. The thing which differs is actually the rainfall, okay. The amount of rainfall has actually changed in this case, right. In the other type of vegetation, it was in the evergreen type, it was above 200 centimeters, right? Now you can see the rainfall ranges between 100 to 200 centimeters, right? When we are talking of the tropical deciduous type of forest or the monsoon type of forest. Now there is always a dry season, right? In all these regions where this type of condition is present, suppose the rainfall received is 100 to 200 centimeters, all those areas experience a dry season. And that is why in these areas you will find the tropical deciduous type of vegetation can be seen. What is the basic quality of the deciduous type of forest or the vegetation? The trees or the plants which are there in this type of forest, they actually shed their leaves during that particular dry spell, during that dry season. And basically why it is done? There is one feature, you can say, of the trees which is due to their adaptation. They actually adapt themselves according to the surrounding conditions. Now what is that? Basically, by shedding down their leaves, what these plants and trees are doing, they actually are helping themselves in reducing the rate of transpiration, because leaves are the main, you can say, the most important part of the trees, which actually cause more transpiration. When the leaves are dropped down, what will happen then? The rate of transpiration also goes down. Okay, loss of water will be less. Understood, children? This is the reason the trees shed their leaves, especially during the dry season. Okay, because already in that area the amount of rainfall is less, right? So for the survival, these trees have to adapt according to such conditions, and this is one of the adaptations amongst all these trees in the deciduous type of vegetation. And when they shed down their leaves, that is actually the season when we find that the entire forest is actually dry without any tree, without any leaves, right? Because leaves have fallen down, right? So that is called as the tropical deciduous type of forest. Clear? Now the next feature of it is that these forests are present in always, the trees of these forests are present in always a pure strand. Pure strand. In the earlier type, in the evergreen type, we have done just now that the trees are present in mixed strand. Okay, that means many different species of trees are found at one place. They are mixed. But here, one thing you should understand here, that the basic difference between the two. Here the type of trees which are found in these forests are of what type? These are present in pure strand. That means at one place, at one area, you will find suppose in one particular region you will find one type of one species of trees, right? As you go to the other area, you will find some other species of trees can be seen, right? The other region, again some different species can be found. Clear? So in this way it becomes more economical, right? Suppose we need to cut any particular type of trees, right? For that purpose we need to search at one place only, instead of going here and there and to search for that particular type of tree, or you can say the species of trees in different parts. We just have to cut the trees at one place, because we are getting so many trees at one place only. So that becomes more important, right? You can see here, these are commercially more important than the evergreen type of trees. Now, what are the most important species we can find in this type of forests, right? What are the main types under this? You can say teak is there, teak, sal. These are known for the strong wood, okay, the hard wood, and generally these are used for the construction purpose, for furniture making and all. Okay, now teak, sal, sandalwood, myrobalan and simul, these are the most important trees found in this type of forest. Now come to the region where the deciduous type of forests can be found. Now children, you can see here the green colored region, okay, green colored area in the map shows the region, entire region which is getting the deciduous type of forest, which has got the deciduous type of forest, right? I told you just now in the earlier part that a major part of the peninsular region and large part of the northern plains of India, where the rainfall, we know that the rainfall is not so high, right, which goes above 200 centimeters, but yes, it is comparatively high, right, and it is not so low that it goes below 100 centimeters. So that entire interior parts of India has got actually this type of condition, and so the forest which we can find in these areas are basically of what type? Deciduous type, okay. And because again these are found in the tropical region, so these are called by the name tropical deciduous type of forest. Understood? So this is again the second type of vegetation we can find in India, okay. The regions where this type of vegetation can be seen, where we can find it, the number one region is, just now if you remember in the earlier part we have discussed that on the windward side of the Western Ghats, right, we get heavy rainfall. So that is the area where we find the evergreen type of vegetation. But now come to the other side of it. When the winds, the monsoon winds, after causing heavy rainfall on the windward side of the Western Ghats, they cross the Western Ghats and move to the other side, or you can say the leeward side of it, okay, or you can even say the eastern side, eastern slopes of the Western Ghats. That actually falls under the rain shadow area, which is getting rainfall less than you can say 200 centimeters, right? 100 to 200 centimeters is the range. So this is the reason why the deciduous type of forest can be found on the eastern slopes of the Western Ghats, or you can say the leeward side of the Western Ghats. Clear? Number one. Number two is the foothills of the Himalayas, right? Foothills of the Himalayas, or you can say the region which is actually forming the Piedmont region of the Shivalik ranges, right? Shivaliks. That is again getting a rainfall in between 100 to 200 centimeters, and so naturally that is the area where deciduous type of forest can be seen, right? Then the other regions are Odisha, Jharkhand, right? So these are the regions where we can find this type of forest.